This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
Views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPSL. However, you're encouraged to like and share them on Facebook because it's time for Joanne's World of Nutrition, presented each week at this time by Joanne's Nutrition World in downtown Fort Pierce. And it's Dr. Ravi Week. So here's your host, Joanne Seeger.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning. This is definitely my favorite Thursday of the month. My friend and chiropractor, Dr. Ravi, is in the house. Good morning, Dr. Ravi.
Good morning.
How are you, honey?
I am doing well.
Yeah, I feel like it's like so much time goes by. Sometimes I feel like it's months and it's only really 1 month, but awesome. Well, if there's any newbies listening, Dr. Ravi is on the show the third Thursday of every month. So I hope you listen every Thursday, but if you definitely want to catch him, because he definitely adds a great touch to the show, lots of chiropractic knowledge as well as nutrition and mindset. And that leads me to tell the listeners, Dr. Ravi, about what the practice fundamentals are, because your practice definitely stands out from most, where you try to incorporate everything like I do at my store, that it's not just about an adjustment or it's not just about one supplement. Can you tell listeners who you are, where your practice is, and all that good stuff?
Yes. So good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Ravi over at Tradition Family Chiropractic, located in Port St. Lucie in the Tradition area. Our mission is basically that everyone deserves to live a healthy life naturally. And so we do this through our 5 essentials. And so our 5 essentials is what we teach each and every patient that comes through my office, and that's, having a proper mindset, getting chiropractic care, removing the interference so your body can heal the way it was designed to, putting proper nutrients into our body, decreasing and minimizing our toxic exposures, and the last one, getting more oxygen into our body through simple exercising.
Well, I think that leads us to our breathing exercise.
It does.
So we definitely want to do just a few quick breathing exercises. So if you're a newbie, this is simple. You can do it everywhere and anywhere, and it's really affordable. Doesn't cost anything.
It's free
All
to
right.
breathe. Air
So
free.
Yep, free. So we're going to use our nose only. Okay, so no mouth breathing. We're going to breathe in for 5, hold for 5, and exhale for 5, only using our nose. Cliff, let's do this 3 times, okay? Let's get focused, centered, lower our blood pressure, increase concentration, and remember, breathing enhances immune system. The breath alone can kill bacteria and viruses in the gut. So we really want to focus. All right, everyone? Let's exhale out any drama. Not like anyone has drama right now, right? So exhale out all the negativity. Just be in this little new world for a few seconds. Ready? Exhale out.
All ready to begin with the inhale through the nose.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. In. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you, Cliff. Feel better, Dr. Ravi?
Oh, yes.
Isn't it awesome?
Always
it's so
feel
awesome.
rejuvenated after that.
Yes, I definitely, I write an article in Better Living St. Lucie magazine, and I did it about resolutions, because obviously it's going to come out about that time. And I did all this research on the breath. And, you know, because I've been promoting this for 10 years on the show, do this breathing exercise. But there's even new research about how breathing leads to better digestion and, immunity and all this great stuff. So everyone, keep breathing deep breaths and try to do it through your nose. All right, so the topic, this was an easy one to pick, right? We were talking
Definitely
about
was.
enjoying Thanksgiving next week, and with Thanksgiving, I don't know, a little bit of indulgence, right?
Yes.
And so the system that I always think gets affected the most, besides, the emotional part with families, that's another topic, but digestion,
It's our
right?
digestive system, yeah.
So that's what we're going to talk about today, everyone. And of course, Dr. Ravi and I, we love going off on tangents about everything to do with health. So if you want to call in and ask questions about any topic, 340-1590, we would love to hear from our listeners. So it doesn't matter the topic you need to ask about, but today we're going to talk about holidays, indulgences, and what systems it affects.
Yeah, and how to mitigate some of these things that the holiday season can bring to our health, creating poor health. So we're going to be giving great tips on things that you can incorporate now to, the new year. So that way you're not living
really
life of
forever.
stress. Yeah,
right?
forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
These are forever tips.
It's all that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's funny because I am such the classic American where it's like, okay, well, now that we're in the holiday seasons and we're doing more cocktails and cookies and pies and desserts, I'll wait for all my healthy stuff for January 1st. I mean, I'm so classic. Just because I know better doesn't mean I implement. But so I definitely feel like our tips today are for people like me that do struggle with wanting, the apple pie and, the beautiful bottle of wine. So to me, I feel like I definitely have a good grasp on what the reality of our situation is.
Yeah, yes.
All
The
right.
holiday seasons, I want to bring this up, it's mainly for love, joy, and peace. Now, when we incorporate the foods, we bring in the carbs, right?
Yeah, where each family member's on the couch staring at their phone because they feel so tired and bloated.
Yes.
So you were telling me how much more someone eats during the holidays.
Yeah,
What was that crazy
There was
number?
actually not a research article, but a study done, and what they estimate is the average person eats over 6,000 calories
Wow.
on Christmas Day.
Okay, I'm thinking Thanksgiving has
But
to be
that
the
has
same,
to be the
if
same.
not more.
I'm sure it has to be the same.
All right, one of your statistics talks about eggnog. Don't try to take away my eggnog. Yeah, I try to pretend because I order the dairy-free, cleaner version that it's healthier, but it's still so loaded with calories. Holy moly.
I want to talk about that because although you're making a conscious decision by you're looking at making sure it's dairy-free. And so that's a step in the right direction.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ravi.
Good job.
Thank you. I try. And to me, I try to teach people it's never about the calorie. It's the quality versus the calorie. So, again, be very careful about what you're choosing based on a calorie because they really scam you with the marketing, sugar-free cranberry juice, sugar-free eggnog. It's just full with chemicals. So that's definitely not an answer. So always, again, never look at the front. Turn it over, look at the side.
Yeah,
So,
and when you look at things that have lower calories, oftentimes they're adding additional stuff into it, processed stuff. So definitely don't look at the calories.
The fake, and more of the fake. So so we definitely want to be conscious of our holiday choices, right?
Yeah. So along with the 6,000 calories that we put on these holidays, Christmas and Thanksgiving, it's been estimated that people gain about 500% more weight per week. And this is why we come January 1st, right? That everyone wants to lose weight.
So we're all still struggling with our COVID weight gain. So now we're going to add that holiday weight count. This sounds so joyful, let me tell you. I'm sure I'll be able to fit into my little black dress.
I think we have answers for this.
Well, everyone knows that's how we do it on this show. We're not completely negative. We're definitely, go to the positive right from there.
Yes.
All right. So, Dr. Ravi, I have been doing so much research about when it comes to why we're making those choices, right? And the gut is considered the second brain. And I know for me, it's my first brain, not my second. I mean, I let my gut dictate my life sometimes. And it's very stressful, we make sometimes really bad choices when our gut is malfunctioning. So I definitely want to talk to people, because some people might be listening to us right now without us even digging deep and going, oh, great, they're going to tell me, don't eat this, don't eat that, so I just want to give them some tips on adding a few supplements right away to become healthier. So the first one, okay, here's the easiest one, is DGL. Do you know DGL is deglycyrrhizinated licorice? And deglycyrrhizinated licorice, I had to bring up at this show because it was in the press about a month ago that licorice was this deadly, horrible thing. Mm-hmm. But licorice has been used safely for so many years. It basically, when the deglycyrrhized part is removed from the licorice, it's completely safe. It will not affect blood pressure, but it helps the whole mucosal lining down from the esophagus all the way down through your digestive system. So with that, you don't have that acid reflux. And I know a lot of people, the holidays are just really troublesome. They're so worried. Oh, if I have one little appetizer, if I eat one little extra bite, I'm gonna get my pain, and then I won't be able to sleep all night, and then I'll be miserable. And I feel so bad, people going into the holidays with that thought. So that's why I really want to emphasize DGL, deglycyrrhizinated licorice. It helps the mucosal lining. It's great for acid reflux. It's something you can safely take every day. It's really affordable. It's inexpensive. It's pennies per serving, and it definitely will help you. I have been using it for many years. I usually suggest it anytime someone has a digestive disorder. So I just want to point that out. If right away you're thinking fear of food for the holidays, definitely investigate the DGL. That would be a good one.
I want to add to that, because
Sure.
not only the food choices that we're eating on those the holidays, but even stress. Stress affects our digestive system. So DGL will actually help to reduce stress when or caused by heartburn. So if you're stressful and you notice you get heartburn, this would be great for that as well.
Yeah, definitely. That gut-brain connection is so important. Do you know just the sight of food, the smell, or just even a little taste, or even chewing gum, you're basically stimulating your whole body ready for this food. And so you definitely want to make sure your mucosal lining and your enzymes are prepared for that food. Really critical. So what are some of your favorite holiday foods? And then we'll talk about, what foods are really maybe good and bad.
So yeah, mine mashed potatoes were when I was growing up, but we recently made that switch to mashed cauliflower.
Everyone seems to be doing that.
Yeah.
You can even buy it at Publix all done
Already
and
done.
ready. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. How about yours?
Okay, so let's see. I would say my mom's stuffing, okay? But it was definitely not healthy as I got older and realized that it was basically just bread and butter and salt. So my sister has taught me how to make a healthier stuffing where she uses no bread products. She does do a little bit of buckwheat to give it texture and a little chewiness. She does amazing things with buckwheat, and she puts it in the pressure cooker to make it healthier, so the leptins are gone. But yeah, so she makes it with a little bit of raisins, not too much to add too much sugar, chestnuts, and all these fresh herbs, like, of course, rosemary. And so it's grain-free, other than a little bit of buckwheat, which doesn't have the implications of the processed flour and what are they? I'm trying to... Breadcrumbs. That's the word that most people use, breadcrumbs. Yeah, so it's delicious.
Nice. What's your favorite dessert?
Really? Are we going to go there right away? I already just announced the whole apple pie thing.
That's actually mine.
Yeah,
apple cobbler.
Oh, well, that's what I make, and I already just made it 2 nights ago
great.
because I am practicing to make enough for the family for Thanksgiving. But apple crisp, so I try like I did with the eggnog. Okay, I'll buy the healthier version with no hydrogenated oils and dairy free. So I did the same thing with my mom's apple pie. I said, okay, I don't want all that processed white flour crust. So now I make a healthy version of an apple crisp using organic gluten-free rolled oats from Bob's Red Mill. I'll use the organic apples. I'll use the unprocessed sugar. I'll use the grass-fed butter. So it's still absolutely delicious, and homemade organic whipping cream that I don't put any sugar when I whip it because I feel like the apple crisp already has enough sweetness. And the family goes crazy for it. So again, I feel like I am putting some more nutrition in, less refined carbohydrates and chemicals, but absolutely delicious.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
see, everyone, it's still possible to have a healthy, right?
Definitely,
a healthy
definitely.
season.
But you know what? One of my biggest issues, I think we've talked about this many times, is I noticed once they announced at that big coffee chain, I'm sure no one's going to figure out who I'm talking about, their pumpkin spice lattes were out, and all of a sudden lines wrapped around. You know, we have a new one by the store. Lines wrapped around the building. Sure enough, you Google it, it's like over 1,000 calories,
Yes.
over 65 grams of sugar. So this is where it gets me really angry, because it's just like people that all of a sudden hate the holidays, or especially Christmas, because, oh, it's all about the gifts now. It's all about the materialism. Well, I find that they're exploiting all about, you know, oh, peppermint mocha and pumpkin latte. They're exploiting that. Get that feeling of family. Yeah, no, your family doesn't add on 65 grams of sugar and 1,000 calories. Yeah.
In one medium cup of pumpkin spice latte, there's 65 grams of sugar.
Wow, do you know
One
I
medium
guessed
cup.
that number? I did good.
65,
I guess 65.
65.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's double of what one person should have in a day.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
in one, and we know darn well that those people have
Yeah,
more
so if,
sugar.
if we just made anyone really thirsty for a pumpkin spice latte, the really simple recipe is black coffee, almond milk, and cinnamon powder.
Yeah.
And you can always
Okay,
add
I have one
some
little
other,
thing. I
What is
add
that?
organic vanilla extract.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I don't know, but I love vanilla. And this and many other recipes are online. You can go online now, use the internet to better you versus stress you out, and you can get amazing, healthier holiday recipes. Sometimes it's overwhelming because there's so many now, but you definitely want to check out healthier versions. Like we just covered 4 basic ones, you know, but there's
So
millions.
I have a gift for anyone that's listening.
Oh, wait. Can I have get a chance of it? All right,
Yes,
go ahead.
yes.
Fine.
So all my patients are receiving this week, and it's actually it's an ebook with all healthy recipes for the holidays.
For real?
For real.
Oh my gosh. So it's
There's like 30 plus recipes in there
wow.
that are healthy, and so if anyone's
Okay, I
listening,
swear I didn't know you were offering this. What a lead-in I gave you. What a lead-in.
and
okay.
if anyone's listening and wants in on this, go
Okay.
ahead and text us that you were listening to the radio show and that you would like the recipe book. The number to text is 772-345-0060.
I'm texting right now. Okay, 772-345-0060. And what do we text? That a radio listener want ebook?
Want ebook, recipes.
Now, I have some older listeners. They might be like, "What is he talking about? Ebook? Can you
It's an
explain to them?"
electronic book, so
Okay.
it actually the pages move like a book.
Okay.
And you can just scroll through it, and
Yeah, on your iPad or on your
telephone as well. Cell
yeah,
phone.
cell phone, a telephone. Like we know what
I
those
know.
are anymore. Okay, cell phones. All right,
Yes.
cool. So yeah, ebook that, and I love that because now people can just prop up their phone as they're cooking and pull up their recipes. So very convenient. Well,
Yes.
thank you for doing
And
that.
all
I didn't know
these-
you had that, so that's
All
awesome.
these recipes are actually going to help to maintain a healthy gut, like we were talking about how crucial that is definitely during the holiday season.
All right. Well, I try to talk about COVID only in, short segments. But I want to point out, and the reason that digestion is so critical, is that your largest percentage of immune cells are actually made in your small intestine. So if you don't keep your intestines healthy, then basically your first line of defense, your immune system, is going to be compromised. So as we're making it all fun and light, because that's how we like to do it on the show, it is critical that your digestion and your immune health are being taken care of right now. We do want all our listeners to be safe and healthy, and we definitely feel like the responsibility is definitely yours, and digestion is definitely the first step, okay? So if we keep loading ourselves up, with junk and refined food other than, family gatherings, we're not going to do our immune system any benefit. So definitely want to pay attention.
Exactly. And while we talk about the small intestine, what I'm seeing clinically in my practice is a lot of patients are utilizing their insurance benefits. And so they're always asking, well, it's my time to get my colonoscopy done. And so when we talk about one of our essentials, minimizing toxins, one thing I do want to bring up is that when we get a colonoscopy done, it upsets the digestive flora. It upsets the lining of our intestines. So this is even more important to make sure you're getting an extra dosage of probiotics into our system.
Yeah, and definitely. And not only the pre-op to the colonoscopy, but just the procedure alone and the post-op, as well as anyone that's doing antibiotics. And I've been hearing stories, and I hope it's gossip and not true, that they're doing cycles of antibiotics as precautionary with the virus. I'm like, if anyone is even considering that, there is no study showing wiping out all your good flora will help you in any way.
For a virus?
Definitely, for a virus that it doesn't affect at all. So it's detrimental. So please don't be running for a Z-Pak or any antibiotics just because. Really, you want to avoid antibiotics unless it's definitely bacterial and something that the antibiotic might actually destroy. So when we get back from break, we are going to talk about other factors that impact your digestion, not only during the holidays, but every day of your life. So hang in there, and remember, live call-in show. We love to hear from you.
Guiding the Treasure Coast in health, one person at a time. That's their motto at Joanne's Nutrition World in the historic arcade building on US 1, downtown Fort Pierce. Joanne brings more than 25 years of experience in the natural health industry, right here to you. Take advantage of this free personal guide to wellness and good health. Meet with Joanne herself and get started. Nutrition World always provides you with the hottest new product lines and, best of all, expert advice from the people who care. Call Joanne at 464-3598, 464-3598, and learn the correlation between diet and great health. Stop in today. The expert guidance to health is always free at Nutrition World. Nutrition World in the Arcade Building, US 1, downtown Fort Pierce.
Listen to Joanne's World of Nutrition every Thursday morning at 10 on WPSL.
Hey, it's Dr. Ravi at Tradition Family Chiropractic. We are dedicated to serving you and your family with integrity, compassion, and innovative care through the most advanced chiropractic care ever in chiropractic history, encouraging your health and your family's health to its maximum potential on a regular basis. Call us today at 772-345-0060 or schedule online at traditionhealth.com for your free consultation.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
And now, back to Joanne's World of Nutrition with Joanne Seeger.
Everyone, hello. Okay, so we are here with Dr. Ravi talking about digestion and maybe some simple tips to not only help your digestion on an everyday basis, but hopefully how to get through some holiday meals so you can enjoy them and not end up, cramping or in digestive pain afterwards. There's nothing worse, right? Then, especially if you're going to someone's home, like, not your own home, and all of a sudden, you're sitting there and you get crossover pains throughout your intestine and acid reflux. I mean, you don't want to spend your holidays like that.
On top of that, when we left off, we were talking about how that digestive system controls our immune system. So then you're more susceptible to these viruses that are going.
Yeah, and a lot of people do get sick in general during the holidays. Yes, they are eating, as you mentioned, in excess of, 6,000 calories and gaining weight and making poorer choices. But it's also, too, if we don't get our good bacteria in our diet, it is critical like that. Our immune system will go down. So one of the probiotics, Dr. Ravi, I want to tell the listeners about, and we were just talking about during break, it's a new product in the store for me. I did have the creator on the radio show with me because I was just amazed by the benefits that my customers were getting, and that's spore-based probiotics. It was kind of new to me. I had heard about spore-based, in my past, but now all the research is there, great clinical studies, and the one I carry is called Just Thrive. They're all over social media. They have great information out there. So spore-based probiotics are really famous for sealing the intestinal wall if there's leaky gut or intestinal tract that's compromised. If your intestines in any area is compromised and it's letting bad stuff in or good stuff out that shouldn't be out, you can really have major issues. Like, it's been linked to brain fog, things that no one would ever think of, depression, anxiety. So who would ever think that? Oh, just because my intestines aren't working, that can't be anything to do with my brain. But yes, the gut is the second brain. They are spending so much money now on research and exactly how those two are tied in. I feel like a lot of the information out there is not really for practical use. But what I just want to tell everyone is that most of the food supply and water supply that we have definitely hurts our good bacteria and doesn't help it. So it is necessary, I feel, to take probiotics. It's very difficult to get it from the diet these days. So a spore-based probiotic is basically one that can survive a digestive system that might be compromised. So if your acids are off, if your bile is off, like if something's not going right and you're just destroying all your good bacteria, the spore-based has clinicals that it will survive all those stages of your digestive system and get to where it needs to go to help heal the gut. So really critical for digestion in general. And then when you can digest good, everything feels better in your life and you definitely feel less depressed, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And so, and the other biggest issue of the holidays or right now in general is what?
Stress.
Stress.
Yes. Not only are we dealing with the outside situation of what's going on with this COVID virus, but, with the holidays coming in, it's estimated that 38% of people suffer from stress.
I think right now it's probably like 88.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, come on. It's just like crazy. Everywhere you turn, someone's stressed about something. And they are turning to food and alcohol or sometimes, unfortunately, harder things to get through. So,
And, just the other day I had a pharmacist in my office and he was telling me that he's been prescribing a lot of benzodiazepines.
Oh, that is so sad.
For mental health illnesses, anxiety, all those issues.
Well, do you know serotonin, which, makes us feel good? Guess where that's made?
In your gut.
In your gut. Okay, so serotonin, I think all my listeners know this word because, it's known as the what makes us feel good. And that is made in your gut. Another reason, besides your immune system cells, to take care of your gut. And you know what the first step to good digestion is and taking care of the gut? Guess what it is? Chewing. So when I went to school in Boston for nutrition so many years ago, my teachers would always insist that we chewed our food 80 to 100 times. It was absolutely disgusting. I felt like I would just laugh because we all look like these horses, chomp and chomp and chomp. But it was a critical part of the nutrition practice. They didn't really do supplements back then. It was basically lifestyle tips to encourage the healthiest version of yourself, and chewing was critical. Even if we had like miso soup or soup in general, we were told to chew that as well. The only thing we weren't supposed to chew is water. I mean, it was crazy. So chewing is definitely critical. Now, maybe 80 to 100 times, not something that you're going to do, but try not to dilute your bites with any type of drinks, okay? And just take one bite at a time. And this old Weight Watchers tip, you put your utensil down, chew your food thoroughly, and then swallow. I know it sounds too good to be true, but the mouth is the beginning of the digestive system. There are so many enzymes and bacteria in your mouth for digestion. So you need to start there. And just that thoughtful, mindful eating will also help calm down your cortisol levels, your stress levels, and actually make it about the moment of eating, not just gulping down, empty calories. So really critical.
Yeah, back to your product, the DGL, that does also help to improve digestion with increasing the saliva in the mouth too.
Yeah, and it lowers cortisol levels too. It's so crazy how it's all connected. I always tell people it's definitely not the acid in your stomach that creates acid reflux. It's the lack of the mucin of the mucosal lining. So if you don't have protection, that natural acid that was always meant to be there to digest all the food that you're gulping down, it's not its fault. It's that the erosion of the nice, beautiful mucosal lining. So the DGL will help replace that. Aloe vera, also really key in helping replace that mucosal lining and soothing that system.
Now, you mentioned a word there, cortisol.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so I want to talk a little about this, to give chiropractic a little plug.
Okay.
So the chiropractic adjustment with stress, when we're stressed, it increases these cortisol levels, as Joanne was talking about. And so the chiropractic adjustment has been shown to decrease on blood work cortisol levels up to 72 hours after the adjustment. So that's how powerful a chiropractic adjustment is.
72%?
72%.
Wow. And that is amazing because most people right now, I'm going to say females because most of them talk to me, our cortisol levels are through the roof and we really don't know how to get a handle on it. So regular adjustments. So what would be considered maintaining regular adjustments to keep the cortisol levels down?
So regular adjustments as far as, once a week, once every other week.
Oh, that's totally achievable.
Definitely.
Okay, especially in your practice. I got to give Dr. Ravi a plug. Totally family friendly, and you get people in and out. It's great. So super awesome.
Yes, and talking about some other things that we can do to decrease our stress is practicing a proper mindset, just like this breathing technique we did.
You mean the mind helps the stress?
Yes. Just like this breathing exercise that we did in the beginning.
Okay, well, you know what my new creating a healthier mindset strategy is?
What is that?
Grounding.
Grounding.
Now,
yes.
I think it's absolutely hysterical that they're actually putting a term for this like as a medicine. So what grounding means, get ready for this, okay, everyone? Means being out in nature, like actually touching nature. So bare feet touching the ground, hands touching a tree, connecting with the earth. There is so much phenomenal research. I mean, I think it's funny that they spent money on this research. Like, it should be common sense. It's like breathing is good for us or drinking water is good for us, and they spend money on that. But so grounding is now used as medicine and getting phenomenal results to lower cortisol, reduce depression, anxiety, helping blood pressure, cholesterol, digestion, inflammation markers, wound healing, like things that you can actually see. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, so if you go outside, of course you'll feel better emotionally. No, the research is showing physical situations healing right after connecting with the earth, especially like diabetic wound healing. Like that's incredible just from connecting to the energy of the earth. So, and to me, we're really getting further away from grounding. And I don't know, they say every generation has its issues, but I feel like it's so hard. I have to force myself to go outside, and so we really want to stress to our listeners to go outside, connect with the earth. So you do have to, for the studies, it does show that you do have to have bare feet. So us Floridians, watch out for those red ant piles. So, but you definitely want to connect, to the earth. It really makes you feel better, for sure.
As we talk about this grounding effect, when we talk about lifestyle, so if we have any grandparents, even younger generations, moms that are listening, dads that are listening, definitely take the kids out and let them be grounded outside.
Yeah.
Let them play, because in our school systems today, what's going on, they're being eliminated recess time. So this is actually going to help them grow into this new type of procedure where they're actually healing.
Definitely. Yeah, my daughter sits up in her room with her laptop all day for her online schooling now, and it's super sad. And now that it gets dark at 5:30, it's only like a 1 hour window.
Yes.
For a quick bike ride or something. Yeah, we definitely have to adapt to these new times. And I know my favorite thing is sleeping.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Making sure we're getting 7 to 8 hours.
It's critical.
Yes,
yep,
it is.
for everything.
That's definitely the time your digestive system, again, is healing.
Yep, and we did a show on sleeping. So if anyone, Cliff is sweet enough to put all our shows on YouTube. So definitely check that show out. We cover, an hour's worth of tips for helping you sleep. But sleeping critical. And you know what I'm going to add to sleeping to really help the digestive system is intermittent fasting. Sometimes I'm right on point, sometimes I'm not, but if they have shown that if you do at least 16 hours of abstinence from food, anything above a cup of tea or black coffee, you definitely give your digestive system a nice rest and all your other bodily functions, so that way it's more efficient, more effective. And a lot of people are like, oh, there's no way I can go 16 hours. But I look at it like, if you're sleeping like you should be 7 to 8 hours, you put a few hours in front of that, a few hours after that, and it's really not a big deal.
Yeah, just skipping breakfast.
Yeah.
Eating a late lunch.
It was hard for me, though, because, it was drilled into my head.
Breakfast
was the most important
meal.
Eat breakfast. It's still a struggle. So I tell those people that are like me that really enjoy the breakfast, that's fine. Then you end your eating cycle earlier. So, you do like a 9 to 5 or something, and then right after 5, nothing else. So that way you can have your big, beautiful breakfast. It doesn't matter which hours you choose, as long as the studies show at least 16 hours without. And Dr. Mercola goes further for digestion, that if you're having severe issues with IBS or any other serious intestinal issues, to do 20 hours a couple times a week to really reset your digestive system.
And the last one that I want to talk about is making a planner and designing your schedule, especially with the holidays coming around the corner that we're talking about. Planning when you're going to do your shopping, when you're buying these gifts, who you're spending your time with on the weekends, and setting those boundaries.
Boundaries.
Those boundaries.
That could be a whole show in itself.
I know. Yes. So
but
this will definitely help
true.
decrease some of your stress. So you're pre-planning.
Yeah, and you a lot of guilt comes with that issue. All of a sudden a neighbor comes over, oh, let's get together, and then you have different family members that want you to go, especially if you are going to limit how many people you're going to be with, then you have to make that tough decision. All right, which aunt's house, or which, the parents or the in-laws, and it's really hard, very stressful. I definitely find that having honest conversations definitely is a good step. So, while you're making your planner, you can just text them at the same time. Hey, I can come over for coffee this time, but, I have to leave at that time. That way everyone knows where you stand. Yeah, that's a
Yes.
tough one.
Want to move into minimizing toxins?
Toxins.
Toxins.
Okay, fine. Holiday toxins, I guess.
You know when you
yeah.
walk into these big box stores, especially during these holiday seasons?
Oh my God, if
and
you say what
smell
you're about
these
to say, yeah.
scents?
I can't even walk in, Dr. Ravi. I swear I cannot even walk
I
into
got a
them
headache
because
the
of the
other day.
scent. Yeah, even just walking by their entrance of their stores, that toxic smell comes out, and I swear to God, my hands and body start to tingle. I can't stand it.
Yeah, they're toxic, especially the materials that they use in these, the candles and the scents. The toluene can leach right into our system.
Okay, so for any newbie listeners, toluene is a harmful chemical that they add to pretty much anything with fragrance. So yeah, very dangerous. Do you know I got a new toy at home, Dr. Ravi?
What is this?
It's called an air conditioner.
Oh,
yes,
congratulations.
ours broke. So my brother, who masters air and heat, give him a plug. He put in a new AC, state-of-the-art AC for us. But it has a little toy that comes with it called a volatile air component measurement unit. So we have a phone app that tells us at all time how many toxins are in our air.
That's so cool.
I'm obsessed. So now when we, so all the kids didn't want to be at the house because we had no AC. So, I was like, well, listen, if there's no kids, let's clean the carpet. We only have carpet upstairs. So I was like, let's clean the carpet. So we did rent a rug doctor and we used that OxyClean liquid that comes with it. Well, do you know that the harmful compound, so it's supposed to be below 200 to be good. It went all the way up to like 600, 598 just from the OxyClean. Okay, now it gets worse. So we got that. So I was like obsessed. I'm like, all right, let's open windows. Let's get the chemical out. Now now I only use natural detergent except for when we do the dog blankets. I can't stand that smell. I love my dogs, but they come with odor. So I use a normal detergent. It's a cleaner version, but not that clean. Sure enough, it shot up the unit again, back into like the high fives. I'm like, whoa, and that was one load.
That's pretty cool.
One load and this is a liquid
How it alerts
detergent.
you, yeah.
Like how people would think this is not like I was, spraying something right near the AC. This went into the washing machine.
Yeah.
And the other thing, now I love incense. I love it. I only use Nag Champa, but even lighting the Nag Champa sent it way up. So now these are somewhat natural things, right? Can you imagine with people using synthetic candles or those plug-ins?
Petroleum, yes.
Yeah, or those waxes that they melt in all these fancy little Christmassy burners.
Yes.
Yeah, so guys, if you don't have this toy, I would just tell you for sure, if it has a nice strong fragrance, it is toxic. So, really be careful.
You can do some natural things like essential oils or putting a pot of, fresh orange skin.
Yeah, or when cinnamon sticks,
and just put
right?
it on light boil.
A light cinnamon.
Yeah.
So in my diffusers, I put peppermint oil and fir needle. Even though I'm not going to skip Thanksgiving, but I do love the smell of a nice Christmas tree. So the fir needle and peppermint definitely is filling the air now, and the meter did not go up at all.
Oh, awesome. So it's all natural.
So I know.
Yes.
So make sure you're buying your essential oils from a natural source. Dr. Ravi, you still have them at your practice,
yes,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have natural oils at the store. So, you can get natural oils anywhere from $3 to $30, depending on which one you pick. So try to always buy natural, so that way it doesn't put more toxins in your air, and you can have refreshing, beautiful smells.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yep. And so, nothing is as great as the scent of outdoors, getting outside and smelling the fresh air.
Yes.
Getting proper
Yep.
oxygen.
Definitely.
In your body. And so, during this time of holiday, making sure that we're getting outside, after our meals, and we're doing some type of exercise, walking, or even getting creative by playing some sports with the kids.
Yeah, which is kind of like an American tradition. You have your big turkey and you go outside and toss a football around or take a long
building
walk.
that connection and not sitting on the phone around in the living room table, living room area, and doing social media, but getting out and connecting with your family, and making it a fun activity. Definitely going to help you burn some calories and things that you want to get out of your system.
Right, and exercise improves the intestinal integrity, so you definitely want to do exercise just for that reason. And I do sell mini rebounders now. I don't know if I told you that,
Yes.
Dr. Ravi, but yeah, so if you want a mini trampoline, I have them at the store, one of the top rated ones, super affordable. It has a guard handrail. To me, if for some reason you can't get outdoors, okay, this thing is great. You put on your favorite music, a 3-minute song, and just go crazy on that mini rebounder. It's safe, for your hips and your joints, and you would probably suggest not raising your knees if, you have any issues, but I find it really helpful to get that blood going, the circulation going.
It is.
Yep.
I've actually started recommending to the patients that I see that have hiatal hernias. Of course, we do the hiatal hernia adjustment, but
Right.
it adds another effect that they can do at home, is just rebounding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's lots of videos on, different techniques, but I just tell people, don't put rules to it. Don't stress on it. Just get on there and just start moving that lymphatic fluid in the blood, and it will help your digestion, and all that good stuff. And, I know what your next point is, and go ahead, say it, Dr. Ravi, because I just read that. I didn't read it earlier in your notes. Go
Making
ahead.
each holiday a day and not a month.
I don't agree with that. We're going to agree to disagree on this one, because my birthday is a whole month.
Oh, man.
Thanksgiving is at least 2 weeks, and Christmas is at least 6 weeks between Christmas and New Year's.
Well,
so
here, let's compromise
I'm
here.
going to disagree.
Let's make sure you're making some healthy habits for nutrition,
Okay.
exercising, your toxins, which you have a great AC unit now that tells you. And
I know.
do you get alerted on your phone?
Yeah, well, I mean, it has all the bells
That's
and
so
whistles,
cool.
but I'm seriously, usually, how most people okay, I'm not going to go on social media all day. I was never that type, but now I have to tell myself to stop checking, volatile organic compounds in my unit. It's crazy.
Great.
Absolutely crazy. Well, I will try my hardest to, teach my children and have the family do healthier habits, because I am a little old school with the holidays, where it's all about the baking and the fancy cocktails and all that stuff. So, I am a New Yorker, and we really center ourselves around those things. But you're right. We have to start teaching our children healthier habits, that the holiday is not about how much processed sugar you can eat. It is about getting outside, exercising, family time. So yeah,
And
I
taking care
definitely
of our
agree.
bodies, because we only have one.
Yeah, so just let's recap the day, because the show at least, and just digestion is key for our brain health. So if we're not digesting properly, our brain is not going to work properly, our immune system won't work properly, and we're just going to be cranky, heavier messes by the time New Year's comes. Yeah, stressed out. So these are some really easy tips that Dr. Ravi and I talked about. So the first thing, swapping recipes, and you have that ebook available.
So if
Tell us the
anyone-
phone number
yes.
again.
So if you're interested in the ebook, the electronic book, full of recipes for the holidays, go ahead and text me at 772-345-0060. Just mention recipe ebook, radio show, and we will get that over to you.
Awesome. And then my quick tip was DGL, deglycyrrhized licorice. Affordable, delicious. You can keep it with you at all times. You can just pop them in your mouth. They're absolutely delicious. There's chocolate flavor if you don't like the taste of licorice. This helps the mucosa lining, digestion, lowering cortisol levels. And Dr. Ravi mentioned that adjustments reduce cortisol by how much?
72%.
Okay, awesome. One adjustment a week. That's doable, affordable. Really hard to lower cortisol these days, okay? Everything's hyping it
Yes.
up. So that's a great tip. And the next one, probiotics. And watch out for foods that promote probiotics. It's all like these animal strain. It's just garbage, okay? So you want to take a good, healthy probiotic to encourage natural digestive abilities, immune system abilities, and just really keeping the good and bad bacteria in check.
We also spoke about stress and what we can do to minimize our stress full time during the holidays, which is, making sure you're getting your 7 to 8 hours of sleep, planning your schedule for the holidays, where you're going to be visiting family, what you're making for dinner, lunch, and activities that you're going to be doing with kids and grandkids.
Yeah, pre-planning. I mean, pre-planning is key, getting your list ready for the supermarket. Right now, I've heard crazy stories already about the markets being inundated with, ridiculous COVID nonsense. So, pre-plan, get everything all set. That way you're not stressed right before Thanksgiving. Really, really good. And the other thing, too, is I want to talk about digestive enzymes. If you feel like some of these tips are not going to work out for you, you can buy digestive enzymes. They're not an excuse to eat poorly or to overindulge, but we know during the holidays that sometimes we do. So to take digestive enzymes helps your body digest starch and proteins and fats and sugars, just to give your body a little break. Because remember, 80% of your body's energy is going to go to the gut for digestion. So give it a little break. Take a digestive enzyme, super affordable. And remember, don't drink with your meals, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So.
And chew your food.
Chew your food. All right. So everyone, Dr. Ravi,
Thanks
your
for having
family, everyone at the practice, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I really want to say I'm a mush. I'm a Pisces. I get emotional real easy, but I am so grateful for all of my listeners. I had a few listeners call this week. They placed very nice online orders with me, and I want you to know I appreciate it. I appreciate the loyalness over all these years. So have a beautiful Thanksgiving. Thank you again, Dr. Ravi.
Thanks
Thank you,
for having
Cliff.
me.
Thank you, Greg
Cliff.
and Carol. I'm grateful for all of you. Have a great day, great week.
Joanne's World of Nutrition. Brought to you by Nutrition World in downtown Fort Pierce, across from City Hall. US 1 at Orange Avenue. With archives on YouTube at WPSL TV. By the way, this is WPSL, Port St. Lucie, WPSL.com, on Google Home, Alexa, and the TuneIn app on your smartphone.